Green flag is in the air.
Martin Truex Jr., he's trying to lap his teammate. I don't know what's going on, but he was up beside this 20 car, Eric Jones. Just came out of the gas and let Eric go on here. I don't know if he's just trying not to lap Eric or what.
Eric Jones currently running in the 13th spot. And Marty mentioned in the pre-race, this is the best they have ever unloaded, meaning coming off the truck. But again, Steve, you mentioned when they won Martinsville, they turned their focus to this race right here.
They did, and if you needed to unload good at a race, this was one of them. Remember, rain shortened it all. They were supposed to have 2 practices on Friday. They only got 50 minutes on Saturday. The crew chief said, Denny Hamlin told us that would be the most important practice of the season. So if you're going to be good, you want it to be in that one with only 1 lap to go in stage 1. Laps all the way up to the 14th position. Eric Jones, hand out the window. I think the 19 is going to be nice to his teammate and allow him to stay on the lead lap here.
First 20 laps of this stage were led by Kevin Harvick, and you would say that he probably has a short run type of setup under that car. Well, Martin Truex Jr. has been the dominant one. 58 laps led. This is lap 59. He'll win stage 1. Little shove from the 42, gets the 18 out in front. Now can he stay there?
Yeah, I think he's clear of 19 car. He got a good shove by the 42 of Larson. Larson down low.
Remember the start of this race? The 19 car, Martin Truex, lost a lot of spots.
Everybody hugging down the lower part of the racetrack now, the faster part. As a big run by the 19. What's he going to do with it?
To the bottom of the racetrack. Trying to get that left side. Wow. Oh, my goodness, he carries so much speed into the corner.
Power move.
I think that surprised Kyle.
Martin Truex Jr. on pit road now.
And as soon as they saw the 18 of Ford come to pit road, Cole Pern called Martin Truex Jr. as well. He seemed pretty happy with his 19 car, but he said since making that stop at the stage break, he's been a little bit tighter this time around. It's going to be 4 Goodyear tires for Truex.
Of course, we see the 19 changing left side tires. The 18 of Kyle Busch has already come to pit road. He's exiting turn 4. The 19 is going to leave. He's going to use that access road on the left-hand side of your screen. Here comes the 18 of Kyle Busch, 5 car lengths behind the 42 of Kyle Larson. The 18 should cycle the race leader if he can beat the 19 off pit road. The 18's at speed. The 19's going to blend. Let's see. It's going to be close because the 18's going to have the momentum coming right at you. It looks to me like the 18 will pass him. He will take the race lead at Miami through pit cycle.
And what a job by that team. Burton, you mentioned it earlier. It's the little things that you've got to do right. Every pit stop, every time you get on and off pit road, you've got to do it perfectly. They've done the little things right. Now the 18 is out front, Kelly.
An issue for Martin Truex Jr. He immediately said something is wrong, and now Cole Pern said we have the tires switched. They messed it up on pit road. It's the right front and left front that are switched on the 19 car, so they've had to immediately call him back to pit road. This is a costly mistake for this 19 team, and one of the things that Cole Pern had been so proud about this pit crew is he said when they make mistakes, they're little. They haven't made any disastrous mistakes. Well, this is going to be a costly one.
A mental error. Inexcusable. You cannot switch the tires 36 races into a season. The small things a crew chief should not have to worry about. You have tire specialists, tire carriers, tire changers. These are the mistakes that can cost you a championship. The 19 team making an extra stop on pit road, put 4 tires on it. The dominant car.
right now, we just saw Martin Truex Jr. go by the 11 of Denny Hamlin. He's still a lap down, but Hamlin is 11 seconds behind Kyle Busch. Is there any way he could unlap himself? He's 9 seconds back right now from Busch.
Well, he has fresher tires, so he's running a little bit quicker. But let's talk about that. What's the pathway for the 78 to recover? A yellow right now. He's in the free pass position. That would be perfect world. If he can get a yellow, get his lap back in stage 2 would be huge. Because then you know you're getting a caution at the end of stage 2 to get caught back up, get working back on cycle. Like we said, only 12 cars in the lead lap. So right now, if you're a Martin Truex Jr. fan, you better be cheering the TV, hoping for a caution.
And Kyle Busch, he's 8 seconds from lap Daniel Hemrick. So Daniel Hemrick's 8 seconds ahead of him before he catches him. So if he cannot get there before the end of this stage, Truex could get his lap back right then by being the first car 1 lap down. That's obviously getting a caution right out there.
36 went sideways, and is the caution going to come out?
Tires were on the back stretch apron.
And a caution does come out. This is a big save for Martin Truex Jr. He will be in the free pass position and get his lap back.
You want to see relief? Top of that pit box. That's where, look at that. Hitting his fist, rubbing his hands together, the pit crew, the tire guy, everyone who was part of that mistake just said, you know what? We just hit the lottery. We made a mistake, we got behind, we got the caution we needed to get back in this race. Here's the driver.
Take a look at this spin here. 36 just gets loose. Looks like maybe the car got loose on that seam there. Good job keeping it out of trouble. There's the happiness from top of the pit box.
It's like he won the race.
Yeah, that was when the
He did.
caution came
Yes.
out. Back up through the gears. And a big shove by the 42. The 18 surging ahead.
No shove from the 11 to the 4 car.
3 wide behind these guys. Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon.
And Kevin Harvick driving underneath Kyle Busch off turn 2.
Here comes a big shove on the outside, though. That 42 car, he's been helpful to these guys on these restarts, clearing that 18.
Let's see if Kevin Harvick can use that shorter way around the racetrack to make up some ground. Going to clear Kyle Larson. Spider Gunn, clear, use all the track. A little short run here, a little practice in case you get a short run for the end of the race. Martin Truex Jr. back there, 3 wide on the bottom. How about Harvick to the middle? Used to Harvick.
Look how much shade this corner's got.
Oh,
Trying to take advantage of that cool temperature on that track.
Big run on the top side.
These two earlier were fighting for third. Now it's for the lead. Here comes Harvick to the bottom of the racetrack.
It's obvious now that Harvick has that short run speed. He did this at the start of the race. He did it after several laps. Once we got another restart, here he does it again, back to the front. Great speed in this 4 car.
And you wonder if that forces the other teams. We've had so many races here where we get late race restarts, so start thinking about that. Maybe give up some of that long run speed. Terrifying to do it, though, because you never know what kind of run you're going to get.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick's coming up on some lap traffic that could play a role in where he can run, where he's able to run. Look at that 18 car driving up on the back. Very impressive to be able to get to that quarter panel. The 4 car just so loose, cannot use the throttle.
See the back of the car moving around on Kevin Harvick's. As soon as he drove in the corner, the back rolled around on it and just sat there and stayed, and then it started wiggling. Kevin Harvick said he was loose, and you can see it.
Now this 32 is going to cause some problems for the 4. Just going to slow that 18 up off the corner just a little bit.
And with that loose condition, Kevin Harvick is kind of limited to what he can do. If he drives underneath him right here, he has to really check the back of that car. Really make sure he doesn't get too loose on the bottom.
Man,
Look at
he's
it.
fighting it. It's moving a lot.
So look how far the left rear tire is away from the white line compared to the left front tire.
Able to do that and still stay right there to the quarter panel. Pretty impressive by Harvick.
Final 2 laps of stage 2, and the battle continues. Who will win stage 2?
Let's see if Harvick can make that high side work in 1 and 2. Kyle's went away from it, back to the bottom now that he has the lead. Doesn't look like Harvick's able to use the throttle enough to get that momentum going down that long back straightaway from the top of turn 2.
Martin Truex Jr. has made his way up to 4th already. On the move, 9 positions since the restart.
Fastest car on the track that last lap.
You heard Harvick say still too loose. We agree with you, buddy. We're watching you. I mean, he is driving.
The final lap of stage 2. It's Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, 1 and 2. Larson, Martin Truex Jr. up to 4th. Denny Hamlin has made his way back up to 5th. After this, it will be 107 laps to end this race. Kyle Busch has come out of turn 4. He'll win stage 2. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, the top 4 again.
Truex pushed the 4 of Harvick so much it got the rear tires off the ground. Now he's on the outside of him.
3 wide for 3rd.
Still 3 wide. Still 3 wide.
Kyle Larson made a 4 wide.
Yeah, 4 wide with the 42. Maybe a little contact, the 22. Working to the outside of the 19.
Business is picking up with these restarts here late in this final stage. But they're interesting though. Oh, Truex real high off the corner.
And both of these guys are stuck back there in traffic, and Denny Hamlin going for the lead.
Denny Hamlin surging ahead as he goes into 1.
That's the first time Denny Hamlin has seen a sign of having the fastest car tonight. This track's changing. Got some track position. Let's see what he can do with it. Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick still battling. They're back in 5th and 6th.
Here comes the 18. Denny's going to go down and block. Now back up the racetrack he goes. They're side by side for the lead.
Wow, Truex all the way up alongside that 42 in the corner. His car is so fast. These 2 guys up front side by side. Who's it going to be on turn 2? Looks like the 18's almost clear.
Here comes the 11 back on the high side.
Denny Hamlin with that momentum, using that high line. I think Kyle Busch right now will kind of overdrive the corner just a little bit, trying to side in front of Hamlin. Can't make it work.
Behind him, Truex around the outside of the 42, taking 3rd spot. These guys side by side. Truex is going to get a run here.
Joe Gibbs Racing. 3 cars, a little
Almost
contact as they go into 1. 3 cars in the championship, and already they're running 1, 2, and 3. 98 laps to go in the race.
Man.
Maybe a problem for Denny Hamlin. They put a massive piece of tape on the grill last time down, Steve. It's getting cooler. You can see all that tape they put on the left side. Denny said the water temps are now pegged, the oil at 345, and he said we're not going to make it. We're not going to make, the engine's not going to make it to the end of the race if we're doing this pace.
You see the water coming out. This is completely overheating. You see the tape. We talked about adding tape, Dale. You mentioned it earlier. We mentioned maybe some marks on the grill. Well, that piece way too large or in the wrong area. A miscalculation by the 11 crew, currently running 3rd in the race, was in position. How long can this Toyota engine hold on? So here's the crew member right here putting it on. Man, that is that's half the grill they've covered right there.
Why didn't he come to pit road now, though, Steve? Why is he going to stay out?
Denny said we're not going to make it. They're coming to pit road, guys. Denny Hamlin's championships may be over.
2 laps to go in Miami.
And the only people that can question his championship caliber and the driving ability are people that just don't want him to do well. I mean, this guy, he is a winner, plain and simple.
You saw a statistic there just a moment ago, 55 wins. Right now, that's a tie for 9th all-time wins with Rusty Wallace. All-time. This young man, at just 34 years old, is already in the top 10 all-time wins list for NASCAR. 1 lap to go. One more time around. And Kyle Busch, you see him even as wide as the camera shot got there. Nobody around him. What a performance he has put on this evening. 119 laps have been led. Kyle Busch, he's the winningest driver of the decade, and now he is joining elite company. Kyle Busch is going to win his 2nd Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Awesome year. Thank you, boys.
Have a great race team and a great owner and even the best sponsor in sports. And I just can't say enough and thank everyone enough for this opportunity. I may be the one that's able to hoist a trophy or to have a championship, but it wouldn't be possible without Adam Stevens and Coach Joe Gibbs, JD Gibbs, Coy Gibbs, the whole family, M&M's, of course, Interstate Batteries and Norm Miller, and Toyota. This TRD engine was awesome tonight. It's been awesome all year. We had one issue, but man, it's so much fun to work with these guys and this group and everybody that puts it all together for me. So, you know, there's always your doubters, there's always your haters, but you know what? This one's for Rowdy Nation because you guys are the best.
On behalf of all the NASCAR employees and the millions of fans we have around the world, I want to congratulate you for being a 2-time Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. So well deserved.
And at this point, Kyle gets to raise the trophy he's been waiting for.